Okay, now we're going to take a look at some wikis that I've already created and used with students in a class last year. This is a class that met on Saturdays, and what we wanted to do with these wikis, there's 3 of them here, was to share data that the students were collecting. And this data had to do with rolling dice and flipping M&Ms out and counting how many M&Ms were M up or M down to simulate a radioactive decay. So let's take a look at the edit view here so we can go in and see how the wiki was set up, and then we'll take a look at the wiki itself. So we're going to modify this wiki. Alright, and you can see here I've got the name, I've got the instructions for the kids. Get 1 die, roll it 12 times, record the value, count how many times each face comes up during the 12, and enter it in the table in the wiki. So the wiki's available. I've got person names left to right. This one I want everybody to be able to access, so all course members have access to this wiki. We didn't have to worry about comments. All they were doing was putting in numbers in a data table. So you can see that not much is checked here. I did not create a gradebook entry. We'll see if that matters or not. Say, okay, those were the entries. That's the way it was set up. Alright, so now let's take a look at this wiki. And what we have here is a table. And in the table, you can see the size of the dice, 1 to 6. Each student counted how many times they got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. And they entered their data into here. And then what I did for them was copy this table, paste it into Excel, and very quickly get some average values for them to use. And then we went ahead and graphed this data to see if we had a distribution like we would expect that all sides should be equally probable. And it came out not too badly. So that's a really quick way that you can use in a science class, a wiki, to share class data. Now, a couple caveats about this process. Only 1 student at a time can access this wiki. So if you have 30 kids in the room all simultaneously doing the same thing, and you want all 30 of them to enter their data, you need to have another activity for them to do while they're entering their data, because it's going to take a little while. If only 1 student at a time can access the page to type in their numbers. But with a little bit of planning and a little bit of thinking about it ahead of time, that'll still work. Okay, so let's take a look at another wiki, see if there's one that's a little bit more complicated here. So this time we'll go back. I guess that's going to be the easiest way. Let's take a look at the M&M wiki. This one might be a little bit more involved. A different table. This time they were working in partners, so there's fewer entries. They had a lot more work to do. One of the things they did was count how many of each color there are. And I have since learned that 2 of the colors are more probable than the others. It's, I think, a quarter orange, a quarter green, and then 1/8 of the other 4 for the total. So this data doesn't look too badly either. But again, I was able to copy this table, paste it into Excel real quickly, and come up with average values for the average column. And then down here we did a radioactive decay kind of counting, where each time they took away some of the M&Ms, depending on whether they were M up or M down, and each time they rolled them out, on theory, half should be up and half should be down. And so after about 5 or 6 times, they should run out of M&Ms. And you can see that that's mostly what occurred here. So we did this graph as well and got a nice decay plot from it. So that's a couple ways you can use a wiki to share class data.